The last time I wore this shirt making a video, my guild members made fun of me for it. What do you think?
Huh?
The collar might be all stretched out, but at least I still get the girls. By now, I'm sure that you've heard that another WoW Classic survey has been sent out to select people. Lots of videos been going around of people reading a couple of these leaked screenshots that were on Reddit. I have the whole survey, so we're gonna go over all those juicy questions and see just what is Blizzard asking. Is the WoW token coming to Classic? Is Classic Plus confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt? Nothing is set in stone, but let's get into it. Now, first, of course, they're going to ask a bunch of standard demographic information. What country do you live in? The heck? Where's Canada? For real, where's Canada? It's not like Trump's taken over Canada yet. I think I'm 36. I don't really count. Do not click this if you're paying attention. What? Then they asked about just about any genre of game. Like, do you play it? Do you not play it? Please select, I've only heard the name. Grand Theft Auto. I mean, I know a little bit about it. I played it once or twice, but it's not my thing. RuneScape. I've only heard the name. Diablo 4. I know a lot about it, and it sucks. World of Warcraft. I know a lot about it. New World. I've only heard the name. They gave a list of features in WoW that they wanted you to rate how important they are for your enjoyment. And then the next set of questions was those same things, but how satisfied are you with those things? Because it might be very important to you for your enjoyment, but it might not be satisfying you. I played this, 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 I played this. Why is Legion not loading? But I did play Legion, I loved it. I played this, I played this, I played this. I did not play that. I did not play that. I played a little bit of that. I did not play that. I did not play that. And of all the versions of WoW you played, what are you currently playing? Classic Era, baby. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Then they want to know, how satisfied are we with these different versions? Personally, for me, I said I wasn't super satisfied with hardcore. The reason is I didn't like all the mob tagging. It was just a lot of cheating. When I played on Bloodsail, it was like a altruistic, holistic. Then it's like official hardcore releases, and it's like, how can we cheat and get to 60? You know, I wasn't about it. I'm somewhat satisfied with 20th anniversary, but Classic Era, I'm very satisfied. Season of Discovery, it just wasn't for me. I don't want these retail abilities in Classic. That's just my personal preference. And War Within, I just haven't played it. Then what they ask us is, in comparing to 2019 Classic, do you agree or disagree for these two different options? So, I'm a casual player or a hardcore player. Me, I'm a bit more hardcore. And then you have, you know, are you playing for friends or are you playing for fun? Personally, I'm going to play what's fun. I'm not going to just do what my friends are doing. I'm going to make friends doing what I want to do. But the real question is, do you think that WoW Classic should be true to the original or change? I'm okay with some change. I don't want a ton of change. And then, you know, do you play for PvE or raiding, leveling, end game? Me, it's the end game. How are you liking 20th anniversary compared to other Realm? I kind of said it was somewhat worse just in the grand scheme of things. And here is my response why. Because it asks me, why has your experience on the Fresh Realms been worse than the previous ones? And um, so I'm just gonna read out the reason why. The player culture may be the main culprit. It entices players to buy gold. Botters know players will buy gold. Thus, WoW is full of bots. The economy becomes prohibitive. The reason many people have cited that they quit WoW was not being able to afford consumes. Furthermore, the ranking system had some pros. However, when it was rolled out onto Classic Era, the cons and the issues with it were raised but not addressed. Now on Anniversary, some would say that the ranking has caused some issues. It is nice for getting gear on a compressed timeline, but at the very least, rank 13 probably should have been tied to Blackwing Lair and AQ40 rank 14. Getting a rank 14 has become the rule rather than the exception. Because casual players can get it, they are almost forced or expected to do so. It seems to have tarnished the desire to raid as much. Basically, because what I'm saying is here, if you have rank 14 weapons, now pretty much none of the Blackwing Lair weapons are even interesting. You like and not like. So in terms of the instant mail, that's easy. I love it. Dual spec, love it. Modern guild interface, I really don't like it. As a guild master, there are some things that seem to be kind of buggy with it, and I have to go to the old one to do some things and go to the new one to do other things. It's kind of inconvenient. Removal of the buff cap is great because it really sucks when someone uses a beneficial healing spell on you and they knock off a mongoose. The debuff cap, it's almost irrelevant in some ways. Group finder tool, it's okay. I don't use it a ton, but it's not bad. Chrono Boon, I mean, that's been for years now. Now, I didn't skip the honor system. This is the tricky one to talk about. You see, the actual system I'm okay with. They could have made some slight changes. Some people wish that you didn't have to hit these breakpoints and you could just chip away at it. But what the issue is, see, the system's okay, but the result of the system, that's what's kind of the issue. And it's just that everyone's kind of like forced to rank, and it creates like this hatred where it's like, I got to do this crazy long grind and then I'm burnt out. And you could say, oh, you don't have to, but people feel pressured. They want to do, if it's within reason, like the thing that's going to make their character perform better. A lot of people do. So that's my thoughts about the ranking system. And then here's the big list. So what they're asking here is like, what are the things that you think make the game a huge problem? Huge problem. Is it the UI? Personally, I said there's too many cheaters and hackers, and it kind of doesn't seem like the developers listen to community feedback. They sort of do, but it feels like there's not frequent communication. So they're listening, but they're not telling us that they're listening until they do these changes. Other options, I don't know anyone playing the game. End game content is too demanding or time consuming. Class balance isn't good enough. You know, I kind of like the fact that things are not balanced. When it's all homogenized, it becomes boring. When one class is really good at this and other classes are really good at that, it kind of is interesting. But that's just me. There isn't enough content to keep me busy. Toxic people. I have to rely on add-ons. Too much RNG with gear progression. Hard to catch up and fall behind. My realm feels dead or unbalanced. Travel around the world takes too long. The gameplay feels repetitive. It's too hard to find groups for dungeons and raids. Some people are trying to do dungeons, but no one wants to do them anymore because they're rank 14, for example. Takes too long to get meaningful progress. My favorite expansion is no longer available. Feels like it takes too long to get better at the game. The game isn't as fun to play by myself. I don't trust the developer overall. I think I might have checked that one. I feel the pressure to follow the meta build. I don't like the changes the developers have made to the original Classic, and the game isn't updated often enough. What's the biggest issue? Probably the borders and stuff, I think. Then they asked us, when Mr. Pandaria launches, what are you going to play? Classic Era. This is a tricky one. What is the core essence of Classic? Small person in a big world. This is a question we were asked quite a few times, and it's about new versions of Classic, comparing it to 2019. Should we make no changes, some changes, a lot of changes? They asked this question a lot and in different ways. Personally, I'm okay with some small changes that still makes it feel classic. We were then given these 10 different boxes, and we were tasked to drag them from things that you want to have changed the most to the least. And personally, what I chose to have things be changed is maybe some of the items a little bit different, maybe some talent choices are a little bit different, some abilities are a little bit different. So for example, a different item could be like, right now there are fist weapons, but there's not a lot of good slow main hand fist weapons. Maybe you could give a fist weapon some weapon skill, and suddenly things become more viable, because no one really is able to use fist weapons very well. But if they were tuned a little bit better, they could be good. So like maybe some little changes to items, make crappy items better, and reworking some crappy talents. I've given ideas for that in the past videos. Just small changes that still feel classic and whimsical. The things I wanted changed the least would be like PvP and raiding, essentially the gameplay. I don't want the gameplay to be too fundamentally different, but I would like small nuance changes. There was one small problem. It was kind of difficult to get those things in the boxes, at least for me. You know, I was always trying to put that square peg in the round hole. Come on. Come on. Whoa! What the hell, man? To do it all over again. Piece of shit, man. Golly. What did I do? Was it this here? Holy shit, you cunt. What the fuck, motherfucker? God damn you.
Fundamentally from those.
There we go. In this slide, they're giving us more choices of what do you agree with it. Do you like this or do you like this? So for example here, do you care more about the leveling journey or the end game? Now I think that the leveling journey needs to be still enjoyable, but the end game, it has to be the big thing, because if you enjoy the leveling journey, then you get to the end game and you don't like the end game, everyone's gonna quit, right? Are you interested in playing a classic Warlords of Draenor? No. No. A new version of Classic should primarily focus on existing content in Kalimdor, or we should have a new version of Classic doing entirely new things, such as with Outland. Personally, I would want things to stay within Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, not these new islands that just pop up every expansion. Oh, we never knew that island was there. Holy! A new version of Classic should be beyond the level cap or stay within the level 60. Personally, I think level 60, because now you're starting to add too many changes, right? If you make it level 65 or 70, then what's going to happen is, well, suddenly all these extra talent points, I think is going to get too confusing. Too many variables might cause issues. A new version of Classic should focus on smaller groups or larger groups. I'm a fan of the bigger groups, but I know some people like smaller group content. A new version of Classic should include some quality of life changes or exclude. I'm okay with them, you know? The instant mail and all that kind of stuff, that's totally fine. And then do you like longer or shorter content phases? For the longer ones, there's the chance of burnout, but with the shorter content phases, sometimes you don't get a moment to breathe. So it doesn't you need to strike that balance. And then do you like long-term classic servers like Classic Era or something, or do you want more seasonal ones? I personally have never enjoyed the seasonal realms. Next, they gave us this big list of things and they wanted to know, is this going to make you more or less likely to play? Honestly, for the most part, I'm pretty neutral. I rambled a lot, so I'm just going to re-record this so you'll see my camera kind of covering some of this stuff back there. Sorry about that. In terms of the new race combinations, honestly, I'm fairly neutral on that. And like I said, I'm pretty neutral on a lot of things. Like the graphical stuff like that, that's not going to make me want to play. If you give, I don't know, dwarf mages, that's not going to make me want to play. Although I definitely do a dwarf mage instead of a gnome mage. But achievements, again, I'm pretty neutral. It's not going to make me want to play more. However, achievements were something that I really enjoyed in Wrath of the Lich King. I had some of the highest achievement on my server. And so it's something I would do if that was in the game. But it's not like it would make me more likely to play. New Battleground, maybe not, because like I just think back to Burning Crusade and Eye of the Storm, and I didn't really care for that Battleground that much. So I'm not sure if a new Battleground would make me more likely to play. It seems like every time we get a new Battleground, it just sucks more than the last one they did. In-game events, I mean, it might be cool, but it's probably not something that's gonna make me want to play. Player housing, I just think of like I haven't looked at this new retail player housing stuff, but it just makes me think of Warlords of Draenor, and I'm just like, that turns me off. New 40-man raids, I think that would be cool. Cross-realm guilds, that's like a retail thing. It doesn't make me want to play. I don't know. Graphical stuff, again, I don't really care. Brand new zones. I've said this before earlier in the video. I see a lot of these survey questions are kind of like, they keep asking you the same thing, but in a slightly different way. I would prefer not new zones, but reusing stuff that never got finished in original Classic. New class abilities and spells. In the initial recording, I had said no, like it's like less likely to play. Then I was like humming and hawing, and I would actually prefer for current abilities that are not good to get reworked. So if there's an ability that just is weak, let's tweak it and make it better rather than just adding a new one, but maybe some new abilities. Playable High Elves, I don't care one bit about High Elves, but some people like that. New trade skills, that I don't like. I don't want a new trade skill. And I don't even want professions to be revamped too much. Down later on here, this leveling profession improvement, like that would be okay for a couple changes for low level stuff, just to, because a lot of like you're a blacksmith, the stuff you make, most of it sucks. So it'd be nice for you to actually make stuff that you don't just vendor. But I wouldn't want the profession meta to change. Engineering's awesome, and in Season of Discovery, like they made it worthless, and everyone's like a blacksmith and a leather worker for these epic items you can make. I just didn't like that, and I don't like Burning Crusade where it's like, oh, you got to go blacksmithing to make your best in slot weapon. Like I don't like that. Account-wide collections. So again, it's not going to make me more likely to play, but it could be okay. WoW token. This is the conflicting one. There's pros and cons. WoW token has it kind of takes away the classic vibe, but it helps control the RMT a little bit. So it's kind of like if you can't beat him, join him. War mode, not a fan. If it's a PvP server, it's a PvP server. Now this one, I'm revisiting known but unexplored zones. I don't know why. Why did I hit? This would actually probably be more likely. I might have hit the wrong one here. Account-wide perks. That just seems too retail-y. Cross-round play. I think maybe if your friend's on a different realm, being able to play with them is cool. 20-player raids, possibly. Collections, again, I'm pretty neutral on that. New character models. Every time they change something about Classic, it just turns me off. I would just stop touching the graphical stuff. Like they made these new tabards, they changed the Thunder Fury size. Get out of here, man. Honor rewards redesign potentially. It's better, but it needs something still. And then 10-player raids. I'm less interested in that. And then finally, shamans on the alliance. No, I want that or racial identity, faction I should say, faction identity. Pet battles. I don't care about pet battles. Class talent adjustments. Definitely. There are some bad talents that I think could be adjusted. Honor system redesign, yes. New class, no. Transmog, I like how classic items look. I like that when you see someone, you know what gear they have on. So, I understand for the roleplay aspect, but no. And then Pally's on the Horde side, of course not. And 1v1 duel arena. Neutral. It could be cool. It could be meh. After we answered those survey questions about all those different things, then they gave us 20 slides, each slide containing 5 options. Of those options, they wanted to know what was the most likely to make you play and what was the least likely to make you play. Of those 20 slides, 3 of them, it came up with like the playable shamans on Alliance and Pallies on Horde, and 3 of them had WoW token mentioned. So it seemed like not a super common theme, but it showed up enough. Lost faction identity, Horde, abilities added. Regardless of if it would be your main version or not, how interested would you be in playing the following versions? Mr. Pandera? No. Yes. I'm just somewhat on hardcore. Scene Discovery? No. A new version of Classic featuring at least some of the changes discussed today. I'm going to say somewhat interested. 20th anniversary, I'm just like somewhat. War Within, I'm somewhat interested, I just don't have time. I do like the social component. Makes me proud of my skill expertise, because my father never was. No, he is. Fun for a long period of time, that's important. I need to look. Inexpensive is easy. Allows me some me time. Competitive. Feel part of a community. I can only pick 5. I need the nostalgia. Please select no more than 5. I've selected 6. All right, so we'll finish off the video here with me just saying that what I showed you here was about 80% of the survey. I cut out some stuff for redundancy's sake because they did ask the same questions a lot, but just in slightly different ways. I hope this gives you an idea of what Blizzard's kind of thinking, plus some of my personal insight, if that matters to you. Keep in mind, everyone wants something different. So it is kind of, it's a difficult job for Blizzard to produce something that everyone's going to be happy with. The positive note is that they are doing surveys and they're trying to do it right. Will that happen or not? It's tough to say. Personally, Season to Discover for me was not great. Diablo 4 was not great. Every new thing so far lately that Blizzard has done, in my opinion, I've not enjoyed. So what will they create? Will I enjoy it? And more importantly, will the majority of people enjoy it? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a sub and a comment. Catch me live on my Twitch channel, Dwarflord TV, to connect with me or say hi to me in game on any of my characters. Dwarflord out.
And they say that the Dwarf Lord could save us. I'm not gonna pave here and wait. I'll hold on to the beard of the Dwarf Lord. Watch as we heroic leap away.